The Caribbean Sea, 2:46 a.m., October 21st, 2025. Darkness swallows the horizon. No moon, no movement, only the soft pulse of waves brushing against steel. Aboard the USS Gravely, an Arleigh Burke-class destroyer, the night feels too quiet, like the ocean itself is holding its breath. Inside the Combat Information Center, faint radar echoes flicker across screens. A single blip, irregular, faint, appears, then vanishes. The operator frowns. "Sir, we might have a contact, unknown, bearing 174. Commander Jack Renner looks up from his station, eyes narrowing. "Mark it. Keep tracking." He's been awake for 19 hours. For 6 months, his crew has been chasing ghosts, rumors of a cartel fleet that moves like smoke across the Caribbean. A fleet that isn't supposed to exist. They call it Cartel Mar de Oro, the Sea of Gold, led by Rafael Cortez, a former Venezuelan naval officer turned warlord. It's more than a criminal network. It's a floating nation built on narcotics, weapons, and fear. For nearly 5 years, it's controlled the sea lanes between Venezuela, Haiti, and Puerto Rico. Its ships fly no flags. Its crews use encrypted comms, untraceable transponders, and naval-grade radar jammers. They vanish when approached, ghosts on the water. But tonight, those ghosts have nowhere left to hide. The U.S. Navy, DEA, and Coast Guard have joined forces under one operation, Silent Rain. Its objective: dismantle the largest maritime drug empire in the Caribbean and capture Cortez alive. The operation's classified motto reads only one line: "We don't wait for storms, we make them." The first sign of this empire came from space. In late August, a Space Force surveillance satellite detected faint heat blooms in the middle of the ocean, far from any shipping lane. They were too consistent to be volcanic, too structured to be natural. Infrared scans confirmed industrial chemical reactors hidden inside fishing platforms. Each one burned through the night, producing hundreds of tons of narcotics. From above, they looked harmless, 3 small dots in the vast blue. But beneath, they were factories, floating drug labs the size of football fields. Those images landed on the desk of Admiral Thomas Hayes at the Pentagon. Within hours, a task force was born, Joint Maritime Task Force 12, U.S. Navy destroyers, Coast Guard cutters, and DEA fast units trained for ship interdictions. Codename: Silent Rain. Back on the USS Gravely, the comm breaks. The radar operator turns, voice tight. Multiple contacts, 12 nautical miles southwest. Large vessels. Formation pattern. Renner moves closer to the console. 3 freighters, 2 smaller escorts, 1 platform-sized structure drifting behind them. No transponder signals, no radio calls. He doesn't need confirmation. It's them. "Set condition 1, he orders. The bridge lights dim red. Crewmen move fast, sealing hatches, loading magazines, powering CIWS systems. Below decks, the hum of turbines deepens. The destroyer turns south. Above, for MH-60, our Seahawks lift off, their rotors slicing through humid night air. In the darkness, the operation begins. The convoy moves silently through the waves, cartel freighters converted into floating fortresses. Infrared reveals gun turrets welded onto decks, cargo containers packed with fuel drums, and what analysts later identify as crude missile tubes. The DA calls them narco-fortresses. To the Navy, they're targets. Commander Renner speaks over the comms. All stations execute Silent Rain. Across the Caribbean, Coast Guard cutter Hamilton and USS Kidd receive the signal. Far above, AP-8 Poseidon tracks the convoy through night clouds, relaying real-time video. Reaper drones hold overwatch at 25,000 feet, their thermal cameras painting every engine, every movement, every heat signature. The trap has closed. At 3:18 a.m., a flare of light bursts from the horizon, a warning shot fired by the cartel's lead escort. Seconds later, tracers arc toward the USS Gravely. "Contact! Incoming fire!" the deck officer shouts. Renner doesn't flinch. "Return fire!" The destroyer's 5-inch gun booms. Shells streak across the sea, direct hits. The first enemy boat erupts in flames, breaking apart. Above, the Seahawks swoop low. Side gunners open up with Ju-21 heavy machine guns. Their fire rips through the dark, tearing into enemy decks. A freighter catches fire, its crew scrambling to launch lifeboats. Then, a streak of orange from the freighter's deck. Missile inbound. SSM interceptors fire. Impact midair. The night explodes in a burst of white light. The sea itself glows like molten glass. As the smoke clears, SEAL Team Alpha prepares to deploy. Their target, the Fortuna, the cartel's largest floating refinery. Hovering 80 feet above the deck, Falcon 3 lowers ropes. Under the cover of Seahawk fire, the SEALs descend, one by one into chaos. Gunfire cracks from steel catwalks. Flames light the ocean below. Chief Ramirez leads the breach team forward, clearing corridors filled with smoke and shouting. They find laboratories, makeshift reactors, barrels of chemicals, crates of crystallized narcotics stacked wall to wall. DA agents move in behind them, tagging samples and seizing hard drives. Every bite, every barrel, every document will become evidence. Then, a blast rocks the hull. Fuel lines rupture. The ship shakes. Extraction now. Ramirez yells. From the bridge of Gravely, Renner watches the inferno through binoculars. The Fortuna burns like a dying sun. He radios to Hamilton. Confirms SEAL extraction. Teams aboard. Minor injuries only, comes the reply. But there's no time to celebrate. 2 remaining cartel ships turn east, running for open waters. Renner gives chase. Engines thunder, propellers biting hard into the sea. The destroyer surges forward, guided by radar and instinct. At 3:42 a.m., Kidd's missiles streak toward the fugitives. One hits, splitting a freighter's bow. The second explodes midair, intercepted by return fire. The chase continues for another 20 minutes before Coast Guard interceptors arrive, cutting off escape. When the smoke settles, 5 cartel vessels are gone. 3 burn, 2 sink. On board the last captured ship, agents find what they've been searching for: Rafael Cortez's command terminal, encrypted logs, satellite coordinates, financial records, and one phrase, repeated across multiple messages: Orion awaits. Washington analysts will later discover Orion is a covert funding network spanning Asia, Africa, and the Middle East, a silent financier behind several narcotics empires. But for now, that's a mystery for another day. Cortez himself? Gone. His final position, an offshore platform 60 miles east of St. Lucia. Surveillance confirms he's still there. Renner doesn't hesitate. Prep strike package Bravo. We're finishing this. At dawn, the sea glows crimson. The final phase begins. Reaper drones mark targets. 2 Hellfires streak down, wiping out anti-air turrets and radar dishes. Smoke rolls across the horizon. SEAL Team Bravo deploys under cover of the blast. The oil platform shakes under impact, but they push forward. Gunfire echoes through metal corridors. Cortez's private guards, ex-soldiers, well-armed, well-trained, fight to the last round. Inside the control room, Cortez tries to flee via helicopter. But from a hovering Seahawk, a Navy sniper sights in through rising smoke. One shot, Cortez falls. His empire dies with him. By 6 a.m., the Caribbean is silent again. The sea burns in patches where ships once floated. Coast Guard vessels move between debris fields, collecting evidence and rescuing survivors. DA teams photograph everything: drugs, weapons, ledgers, and hard drives, all secured for federal custody. Back on the USS Gravely, Commander Renner walks onto the bridge. "Report," he says quietly. 6 vessels destroyed or captured, sir. 47 high-value targets detained. No U.S. casualties. Renner nods once. "Transmit to command. Mission complete." The message goes up the chain, through Atlantic Command, through the Pentagon, to the White House Situation Room. One line of text: Operation Silent Rain, decisive victory. In the days that follow, the full scale of the operation comes to light. The statistics are staggering. Over 340 tons of narcotics seized. Nearly 1 billion street doses prevented from reaching U.S. cities. Financial assets worth $2.6 billion frozen or recovered. Weapons caches including surface-to-air missiles, heavy machine guns, and RPGs. Every detail is logged, photographed, preserved. It's the largest maritime interdiction in American history. A victory not just for the Navy, but for coordination, precision, and discipline. Weeks later, in a classified debriefing, intelligence analysts review recovered data. Hidden among financial logs are encrypted transmissions, messages linking cartel Mar de Oro to foreign chemical exporters. The findings suggest something darker. The cartel wasn't just a drug network. It was part of a proxy war, funded and supplied through offshore fronts by hostile foreign entities. For national security officials, the meaning is clear. The war on the seas isn't about drugs anymore. It's about power, money, and global influence. As USS Gravely returns to Norfolk, Virginia, thank you for watching. If you want more real-world military stories, detailed breakdowns, and classified operations brought to life, subscribe to Defense News Affairs. We bring history, strategy, and modern warfare to your screen, one mission at a time.